The Attributes Manager gives you the ability to change, well, the attributes of selected objects, from tools to objects in your scene. Let's go ahead and explore this very quickly. First of all, it's down here, this area that's currently unpopulated because I don't have anything selected. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this landscape here. And all of a sudden, everything we can change appears in the Attributes Manager. From the object properties, so we can go ahead and scale the size, as you see here, on X, Y, and Z, based on the different sliders we choose here, to the width segments, depth segments, and more. We can change whatever is changeable on different things. So what you see now is not going to appear when we click on something like a camera. I'll go ahead and choose the camera. And now everything that relates to cameras, such as focal length and the offsets, are now applicable. We can even change the type of film from 35 millimeter to 8 millimeter, for example. All right, so all the camera related properties now appear. Likewise, I can change my lights. And you see here, the lights have a lot to choose from caustics to shadows, photometric, and more. Now, this also works with things in our tools. For example, if I go ahead and grab, let's say, the scale tool, we can change how it works. All right. You even have graphs on many of the tools here that you can manipulate. Rotation tools have selections that we can change, and so does the move tool. If I go ahead and grab one of our selection tools, we can change things like the radius, pressure, and more. And they're all going to have different parameters, which is really nice, so you can tweak things to work the way you need them to work. Now, one of the things that this really comes in handy for is when you're creating new things like we did before earlier in the course. So if I create a brand new scene and we were to grab something like a parametric object, because this is a cylinder, we can go ahead and change many of the properties. I'll go ahead and put on the lines in the display menu and I'll zoom in. So as you see here, we have the radius that we can change, the height segments, which gives us the ability to divide this lengthwise, and the rotation segments. So we have a pyramid and we have a really super dense, pretty much unusable mesh at that point because there's so much. We can even change the orientation. So this is really where you want to go when you're starting out a project. So you can just get everything ready and then you can go ahead and turn it into an editable mesh and continue working on it. So once again, this is the Attributes Manager. There really is so much stuff here that you can do that it would really just be incumbent upon you to just explore, because every single thing has something we can change. But one more thing I want to tell you, just like with the Objects Manager, if you would like another instance of the Attributes Manager open, you can go ahead and click on this little plus on here. And now we have one that's floating. So this is really handy when you want to have one object unchanged while you maybe compare it to another one, or maybe you want to have two cylinders, but you want to just use one cylinder as a guide as you modify another one for size and that kind of stuff. So let's say you were making a building and you wanted another building to be kind of similar to the other one, but you don't want to mess with the parameters, but you still want to be able to see that object. So you have the Attribute Manager open for two different objects, and you can go ahead and lock one of them so that you can't change one while you have the other one unlocked by clicking this little lock icon. Right? So once again, guys, that is the Attributes Manager.